guys, so today we are finally doing some small kitchen organization. I have set up bits and pieces, but we're going to be doing a little bit together. I want to be showing you guys the hacks to help maximize the very little space you have, and some little tips and tricks that are budget friendly as well that really help us. So if you already missed out, last week I did our pantry, which I will show you. Our pantry is pretty standard. So here's our pantry. Yes, I'll link that video for you guys so you can watch all the tips and tricks I did for this that really helped us maximize on space. But the rest of the kitchen we are doing together today. All right, so here's a quick little layout tour of our kitchen. So this is the unit we're in at the moment. It's very obviously strapped for space. It, I would say, is definitely smaller than your average kitchen that I believe. But yes, so over here we've got your pantry, we've got your fridge over here. We've got one drawer under the microwave and oven. We have another cupboard up the top. We have a couple of awkward little skinny cupboards here. And then these kind of wrap around. This actually has no storage because it's above the stove. So that is one of those things I don't put too much in there. And then we've got a couple more over here. So did the best we can. And then we've got some drawers, two corner cupboards, and then under the sink. And that is literally it. So we're gonna do this together. All right, and I'm never gonna stop harping on about these 3 steps to when you organize any space in your home. There's always these 3 steps, and that is cull, categorize, and contain. And this is what we've had to do a couple of times. Obviously, as you guys know, we've moved house and we had great storage in the old house, which meant I thought I grabbed the essentials, but I didn't. So I had to cull and cull again. When you're organizing a space, we don't wanna overwhelm you because you're going to think about the whole kitchen, the whole house. And again, I've been doing this bit by bit. You know, life gets busy. Kids are putting peanut butter on the dog. You know, we don't have a lot of time. So you need to kind of work with what you've got. So I want you literally, when it comes to organizing anywhere, I want you to think of it shelf by shelf, drawer by drawer. And that's what I've been doing. So you just chip away at it as you can. Be really cutthroat with culling. Get rid of shit. Like, you don't need 20 spatulas, guys. I don't know why you've got all of them. Too many times I've been sucked into those gadgets on like Catch of the Day where you put your zucchini in and you spin it and it comes up with all these I don't have zoodles. Like, I don't need that, you know? So, you know, sell it on Facebook Marketplace. It's a bit dodgy, but sell it. Give it to someone, donate it, get rid of it. You don't need it in your kitchen. When you're going through it, like, have you used it in the last 3 months? Yes, I know things like party supplies and that can be a little bit different, but just be really selective with what you've got, because the more shit you have, the harder it is it's going to store, and then it's going to create more mess. So that's cull. And then categorize. We're going to obviously put things into categories like we do with the pantry. You've got your oils, you've got your vinegars, you've got your spreads. It's the same with the kitchen. You've got things like Glad wrap bags, you've got cups, you've got cooking utensils. There's stuff under the sink, like all your cleaning products. You've got drink bottles, all that stuff. So figuring out your categories and then contain, which we need to make sure you're measuring your spaces. So I've got some really cool hacks to show you that are budget friendly. We're actually going to organize under the sink together first today, and then I'm going to take you around and give you a bit of a tour of some other organization things that you need for your kitchen. All right, so here we have our under the sink, and this can be a really hard spot to organize. I'm going to pop a photo on the screen now of our old under the kitchen sink and the little drawers I used to use, which I loved. With here, I couldn't actually take out this shelf, so I couldn't use those drawers, but we're using what we've got. I've got heaps of containers and things that are from the old house that I'm going to take you through. And I did get some little drawers that hopefully might fit. So I want to clean her out and we're going to organize her together, because this is one of those spaces that you kind of need to have a mixture of things. You want your cleaning, you obviously want your dishwashing tablets, and it's just a bit of an awkward area to organize. So let's get into it. But of course, we're going to clean her up a little bit. She's a little bit nasty. Just a reality check, guys. My kitchen's not always this clean. Like, we have children. But it's all about the upkeep, which I'll do in a whole other video about your AM and PM routines. Alright, so I did semi-organize this, but I'm going to quickly run through a few things that obviously you need under your sink and some storage things that I've already got going on. I did order some really cool little drawers, which I'll show you as well from Amazon. So we've got dishwashing tablets, and this used to go in the drawers that we could fit under the sink, but obviously we can't fit them anymore. This was just from Kmart. I love this because it is just a pull out like container, and it's going to be right near the dishwasher, which is what you want. You want to really think about where things are. You don't want to be putting your dishwashing tablets like across the kitchen away from your dishwasher. You want everything to be like really close together. I know in our old house, I rearranged things a million times because I was putting like the cups and the plates we use every day like heaps far away from the dishwasher. So when I'm trying to like unstack it and stack it, it just didn't make sense. So just have a little think. We've got things like that. We've got cleaning products, we've got cleaning cloths, we've got garbage bags, just a lot of random shit really. And you want it to look good. So these are containers I had in the old house that we're gonna be reusing. But yes, having these with little handles that you can pull in and out are game changers. If you guys remember from last week, from the pantry, I bought these under shelves that were really handy, and this is why I'm so excited, because this is perfect for kitchens like these. Because in spaces like this where you've got this shelf that's actually fixed because it's got like a hole around the pipe, you can just be hanging it and create more storage for yourself. So things in there could be like garbage bags, you could have more cleaning products, even things like dishcloths, like anything like that, and you're making that extra space. This is also perfect for things like Glad wrap, which I'm probably going to do because we've got Glad wrap in the bottom cupboard, the bottom drawer at the moment, which I want for the kids' plates. Perfect. So good. Look, she fits perfectly. And look at all that extra space you're going to have. Because as again, like I said last week, when you're organizing spaces, you need to go up and back as much as you can. Otherwise, that's all dead space that you're not using. So obviously ones like this, I use these for quite a lot of garbage bags in the old house. For something in a smaller place, I would probably just say go small, go the undershelves, but this is what I've already got, and it works. And it's obviously got things like your Glen 20 fly spray, that type of stuff. White vinegar for cleaning, and I just chuck it all together and it works. So just again, use what you've got, guys. Like, don't feel like you have to go out and buy all this new stuff. And the same goes for all this. Yes, they don't all match, but they're going to do the job. And that's the sizes work. So we've got our rinse aid that fits perfectly in there. We've got our hand washers and like hand wash refills with our essential oils as well. Then we have the big one back there for our cleaning cloths, because we do have quite a lot of them. And then again, this really works, so we'll be using that. So just using what you've got, and then we can add on from there. So let's leave them there. Small garbage bags go in there, big ones go in there. All right, I've given her a bit of a reshuffle to see what we can work with this space. So we've got big garbage bags there with just like random products that we need. We've got our Glad wrap bags. We've got dishcloths because we've got heaps. Tea towels are separate because they are pretty bulky and they don't fit together. We've got refills in this corner. This one's for hand sanitizers and hand sanitizer refills. Each side of this will be for paper towel, and we also have paper towel on the bench. We've got some hand washers, dishwashing tablets, and then we use the undershelf here for anything that's smaller. So we've got these small snack bags. You can use your small garbage bags. We can even pop the hand sanitizers in there. Like, it's just so versatile. And then we've obviously got these command hooks. I cannot tell you how important command hooks are. I use them for all areas of the house. This is for cloths that we use every day. So the ones that you're actively using, you literally just hang your cloths on there, and that is under the sink storage, guys. So she's still a work in progress, but you know, things like this, you don't need to go out and buy heaps of stuff. Buy like a few bits and bobs and you're good to go. All right, now moving on to container storage. I will always use this hack, it is the best. The hack literally will cost you $2 to store your containers. And I'm also going to show you guys how I store our like oven trays and things like that. And I keep them in the same drawer. A lot of the containers at the moment are in the fridge, but this system literally works, and it doesn't matter how big your containers are. Obviously depends on which area of the house you're putting them in, like if it's a corner cupboard or in a drawer. I personally like to store containers in a drawer, and I'll show you why. This is our microwave, and then obviously above here is our oven. So this is why I like to store containers and everything in here. So the trick with this is you want the bottoms of your containers to be stacked on top of each other, and then your lids are actually to go, this is literally a filing divider from Kmart. So I'll show you this. So yes, all of the bottoms of your containers stacked together, obviously go off size, and it's just so much easier if you just get the same type, even if they are bigger and smaller. Like, I'll show you. These are different brands and stuff, but they still work and they can still stack. But the secret to this, and this is how you don't lose all your bloody lids, you get a file divider. These things are gold and they're like $2 from Kmart, and you file your lids, and that's it. Keep the round ones together. I keep like this shape together. I like to keep the wooden ones together, and honestly, and then you fill it up, you stack them like this, and then it is perfect. And this is the same technique I use for our oven trays, which I'll show you now. So here again is basically, can be another file divider. I got a bit more of a heavy duty one to hold it, and I've just put everything vertically. And this is just perfect for that. So things like your cupcake trays, your muffin trays, anything like that, you file that, push her back, and she's good to go. And then I will stack in my containers. These together. And then these are some jars I bought for my overnight oats, and I just pop them along here. Again, really take a look at your containers and see how much you're actually using, because you'll probably have a lot that you don't even use all the time that you can get rid of. I apologize for the lighting again, guys. It's just so dark. Every time I go to film, it's dark. Anyway, the best hack with storing your drink bottles, and you can do this, it depends on where you're storing your drink bottles. I would love this for you guys to use this for your drink bottle storage. Let's find some drink bottles, because if you put this in a shelf, your drink bottles kind of go along there, which I'm going to do for like the kids corner possibly. But we do have quite a lot of drink bottles. I make drink bottles as part of my brand. So wine holders, or you can use the wine shelves, which can be a lot cheaper, just depends what you want to do. I use these and then I stack them, and then the drink bottles will just slot in there. We have this really awkward cupboard here that we originally were using for the kids' plates and that, but the kids' plates really needed to go in the drawers so they could reach them, and it's just so awkward. So this is where we store our drink bottles. So this is what we do, and I'll quickly set it up to show you. So you can see they're just like so neat and tidy. I love them. I also love these for those like the gym shaker bottles, because they're a bit awkward. So yeah, you just line them up and then you stack them. Super easy. And they're perfect. So yeah, obviously you can use the double tiered shelf. You can do the under shelf thing that I bought that I mentioned, but I really, really love this. It works super well for us. And again, the reason I do this is we used to just obviously have them standing, but I feel like they always get knocked over. They take up a lot of room that way. So that's why I like to have them in layers. Again, we're using the dead space that is normally up here, and you can actually see all the different drink bottles that you've got, which all should be SPP. But you can see which one's the kid ones, you can see the adult ones, and you're not like bumping shit over to get to them. And that's why I love this. Again, it's personal preference, but I really like this way. Now let's talk about shopping bags and kids' lunch boxes and bits and bobs. So I've been using these for years. If you've been following me for a while, you would know what these are. Kmart flip lid containers, they're like $12. We use them in our pantry as well. So use them in our pantry for the kids' snacks. You can use them for toys. You can use them for kids' shoes. So many things. So I love them. You just shove your shopping bags in there. I also love how this locks up, especially for the kids when they're getting their snacks out. But there's so many uses for this. So I definitely recommend. They are on wheels as well, which is just perfect. So that's just tucked away in our corner cupboard. If you have a really tricky corner cupboard, and this is one thing I'm going to be doing. So we've got our chopping boards here, but back there we have our big oil bottles. And that's because, again, I like to save space in our pantry by not having bulky oil bottles. So in here, again, as you guys saw last week, I have more like a sample size and I just fill them up and they do last ages. We don't go through a ton of oil, so that's why I like to do it that way. And then if you grab just a 1-tier Lazy Susan, you pop them in your corner cupboards, pop them there and you can spin them. So it just makes life so much easier. So if you do have a lot of corner cupboards, pop a Lazy Susan in the corner and then you will not be knocking things over. That will also work really well for drink bottles and even items like these. You can use them in the corner. So we've got your shopping bags down there, oils over there, which I'll be putting on a Lazy Susan. And then these are the kids' fruit break little containers. And I like to have 2 lots of lunch boxes for each child, because when they're at school, you can make the next day's lunchbox without having to wait for it to come home. So the other ones are in the water at the moment, but you can see there's enough space in there for 4. And this just pulls out so I can actually get their lunchboxes out. All right, so another thing we had to do with the lack of space here is we used to have a lot of like cooking utensils and things like that. And now there's just not much space. There's no room for a junk drawer either, but I'll show you guys how I fix that. So this is just our essential stuff. You can get easy dividers from literally anywhere, Kmart, IKEA, pretty much anywhere. Make sure you please measure first. And as you guys know, in our old house, I'll put a photo, but our junk drawer, we used to use a drawer organizer for that, to do things like keys, coins, just like gift cards, all that stuff, which we don't have. We can't do that in this house. Anyway, so we've got this, but I'm going to show you guys a solution to not having a junk drawer. So that's the measuring cups and all that stuff. We've got our shopping list and our measuring scale. So what I've been able to do is get a really cute cooking utensil set. This is from Little Label Co. And because it's so nice, it can just be displayed on the bench and it's not taking up drawer space. And it actually looks really good. So if you can see that, so I've got this is from Kmart, love that. Then it's got some cute salts, which Ryan doesn't understand. He's like, why are you buying bloody $15 salts? But I'm like, it's decor. So yeah, you can have your utensils on the bench because they look nice. The only thing with these, obviously if you're cooking like really red sauces, I just make sure I wash them straight away, but they've actually been fine, to be completely honest. So that's what I do for that. Obviously don't need to teach you guys how to store bowls, but these are some really nice ones I bought from Kmart because we've had the same ones for years, so we decided to freshen them up a little bit. All right, so here's your solution to not having a junk drawer, and this is something that we do have to upkeep probably every 2 weeks. So this is just some shelves that we have. So I got these for our keys and we just chuck it in there. These are from Amazon. And then this is our junk basket. So anything that we have when we get home, which is like vouchers, we've got random cable, which I put away eventually, and bits and bobs, they go in there and you just shut it and you can't see it. And then obviously, like everything, it's all to do with upkeep. I will show you guys, this is the girl's hair caddy, which I'll do a whole other video on, which is so handy. And then we've got family documents at the bottom there, which you guys have seen before. I can link that, which is all organized. Look, see, kids, honestly, look, there's Play-Doh over here. See you guys real life. But yeah, you can kind of get the gist. It works for our family. We don't have a ton of space. It's a little shelf. You got your junk drawer, you got your keys, stuff for the girls' hair because we reach for that every single day. I used to keep the hair caddy in here, but honestly, just the opening and closing of the cabinet, the girls were getting the shits with, so I just left it. I've got my journal for when I come down in the morning and my headphones, so that's all set up for me. And yeah, family documents at the bottom for anything that comes in the mail that's important, and that's literally how you can solve that problem. But yes, I highly recommend getting one of these if you have little girls. They hair stuff just is a shit show, so I love it. It's honestly the best. And then in this top cupboard, you can see this is our medication storage. So these are just Kmart fridge baskets, which I've labeled. I did have others, but obviously I've just left them in the old house in storage. So we just got daily tablets, which honestly aren't daily, but they're just kind of the easiest option at the moment. And we've got scripts, which is super important if you guys have scripts. I always used to lose mine, so having a container for that's really good. Kids medication, and then on this lower shelf here, which is easier to reach, we've got just pain relief and then things we grab for each day. So they're more like things that are sometimes, and then these are more everyday things. Before I wrap up the video, I'll just give you one more quick pantry tour, which is still, you know, work in progress. But again, using like shelves and containers that are long and narrow, so you're not forgetting about that dead space at the back and up here, is key. Using old containers as shelves and for back stock is amazing. And thinking about where you're putting things. So for me, my kids need these shelves, and it's things that we all grab for. Like again, Ryan and I grab for these a lot. The kids grab the snacks. Using Lazy Susan's alive, honestly. That just makes life so much easier. You've got your spreads here, you've got your oils, anything like that at the top. Using your under shelf for things like that, and then just having everything in different categories and using just what you've got. Anyways, guys, I hope that video was helpful and wasn't too chaotic. I will definitely do a more in-depth kitchen storage tour once I'm finished, and also when I'm not doing the things, because I feel like otherwise the video goes forever. But I hope you did get some little hacks and tips for like under the sink, your bottles, what you can store in the corners, even tips on like kids' lunch boxes and things like that. Definitely want to do an updated fridge organization video soon, but please let me know what you'd like to see next. I was thinking of doing maybe the bathrooms or the kids' wardrobes maybe, because I think that would be helpful. So you guys let me know below, and please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Bye.